what's the lesson? I've had a bit of a pants day just because I've got such a stonking head cold. And everything that I think about when it comes to colds is it's not just about, oh, I've caught a bug. Because our immune system should be strong enough to ward off any kind of pathogens at any time, unless our immune system is suppressed in some way. Well, I know my nutrition's on point, so I've got a lot of nutrients in there. My stress has been well managed of late because of the daily routine that I employ, if you like, to protect myself, I guess, from external influences, which are such a big mainstay in everybody's lives. I'm sure you feel the same way, where you feel some kind of pressure or judgment of being judged or stuff like that. It can really make a difference. So I know that this cold, for example, is some kind of overwhelm. I've had a lot of things on my mind over the last week and a half, things that I've been processing, which way my life is going to go, where my business is going to go, and how best to serve myself and others. And I'm sure that's something that everyone should be thinking about, is the fact that how can I serve myself best? Because it's never about anybody else, but we'll let that in. And so I've been processing some things this week, and I truly believe that because of that, my immunity is being suppressed somewhat because of an emotional block, which is very, very powerful, by the way. A powerful way of suppressing anything or manifesting other kinds of things like colds, like other kind of diseases or stress or all manner of things. So because of this cold, I've been thinking, okay, what is off? How do I explore this? This is what I do every day, part of my daily routine now. I don't just accept things that come into my life. It's for me to control my day and not the other way around. And I specifically put things in my daily routine to do that. And one of the things is to explore what feels heavy, what feels off. And of course this feels off, and I felt pretty shoddy today because of it. But that's not why I'm exploring it, if that makes sense. And so it got me thinking about what is going on in my life recently. Now I've got a bit of a business decision to make, and I've been processing that. And as a part of that, I've been resisting it because it's an investment in time and money, and I'm allowing my past stories, if you like, to influence my decision. So I'm now getting this resistance, but I also believe that when your resistance is greatest to a decision that you're going to make, can be your greatest teacher. If you decide to turn in and think, why do I feel off about this? Why do I feel off about the circumstance, the situation, the person, or whatever is involved? Because often that is your greatest teacher. I was talking to somebody last year who is a very, very successful guy, turns over 100 million a year, his businesses, 8 businesses. And he was telling me about a course he went on. It was the same thing. He took an instant dislike to the guy who was taking the course, but he realised that he was resonating with him. There was just something in him that he didn't like in himself. And that's what happened to me last week with somebody. There's just some reflection and it just doesn't feel right. So the resistance I have towards that has now become my greatest teacher, because that gave way to resonance. If there was not something inside myself that was comparable, there would be no resonance. There would be no frequency match, if you like. So we can only see in others what we see in ourselves. So if I'm having resistance against a situation or a person, that's teaching me a lesson. There's a lesson there to learn if I choose to take it. And that's the biggest thing. Most people don't take the lesson. They just go on about the day and just put up with something, which then of course leads to self-sacrifice, leads to forget the word. Doesn't matter. The words escape me. But self-sacrifice, and then not liking the result. So resistance, I believe, is one of my greatest teachers, one of my greatest teachers. Resonance, because we only see in others what we see in ourselves or other situations. It doesn't have to be people. And so we get to resonate on that frequency. And so if you're annoyed about something, or like I've been, or being irritated by something, it's because there's something in me. And now I get to explore that, which is great, really good. And then I can exorcise that from my own life. So this is the whole lesson of that, is every day I take this lesson, this routine is what feels off. If I'm not on my game, if I'm not excited, then there's something not quite right. So I get to look at that. And that is part of what I do every day. Why? Because it's part of being a lean warrior is to get rid of the excess, all the thoughts, all the situations, all the people, anything and everything that doesn't serve me, that doesn't feel right, that feels off. That doesn't serve me, so that's excess. That's superfluous to my life. And that's what I get to look at. And that's what I get to reflect on. And when I reflect, I can see and explore what is going on. And just by actively, cognitively going through it, I can usually find out what the lesson is. Not always, and not straight away, but it does come. I have faith in that. So, resistance, resonance, reflection. The 3 words that I think about every day on something that doesn't feel good. Because life is supposed to feel good. It is. And if it doesn't, we get to explore that. So, what is the lesson? What is the lesson? What are you feeling that's off? And are you going to actually turn in and actually explore that? And reflect on it? Are you going to look at that resistance? Are you going to see where the resonance is? Are you going to reflect on that? Or are you just going to ignore it and keep going on and getting the same results over and over? I don't choose that. I choose to get rid of all the things that don't serve, so then I can do and focus on what does serve. So what's the lesson for you? Until tomorrow, take care.